We are 2 weeks into the Gaza-Israel war of October 2023, and I just learned that an Australian acquaintance of mine is going to a Palestine rally in Brisbane. One of the beautiful things about Australia and other democratic countries is that anyone can voice their opinion. So maybe go for it. But before that, let me also share my views. Supporting people in need, fighting injustices in the world, and taking a stance is always a good thing. But if you want to do good, and you think that a way to do so is to take part in Palestine rallies, then at least understand the slogans used. What do these slogans actually mean? First, before that, since I'm publicly speaking about this, let me pay my respect to the 1,000 murdered Israeli citizens, children, elderly, babies, and more. Similarly, let me honor the 200 kidnapped, their families, and the many dead soldiers. Finally, just as important, there is huge pain with thousands of killed Palestinians in Gaza and the hundreds of thousands that are displaced due to the Israeli counteroffensive and the fact that Hamas is based in populated areas. Some of the dead are Hamas, but many are uninvolved civilians. So now about the Palestine Rally. Here are some questions. What will you display there? What will you chant? What will others next to you chant? Will you really be helping and making our world a one bit better of a place? Are you really helping Palestinian people? My view is that Palestinian mass rallies in Western countries have missed the point altogether. Here is why. First, a word of caution. At one extreme, there might be people that directly support and chant for Hamas in that rally. However, Hamas is a murderous terrorist organization that has not done good for any poor Palestinian people. It violently took over Gaza in 2006 after a decade of bus bombs in Israel, and since then, backed by the totalitarian Iranian government, it has inflicted tens of thousands of lives lost for both Palestinians and Israelis. There is no question that without Hamas, Gaza would be a better place to live in, and there would be more of a chance for peace. If that wasn't obvious prior, then I hope that the massive murders of October 7, 2023 have made it clear. So say you won't chant Hamas, and will even avoid people that do that. You might chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." After all, it has a cling to it and sounds good. But what does it mean? Are you chanting about stopping the unjust Israeli occupation of the West Bank? That isn't in the text. Are you chanting about complete civil rights for all Palestinian people living in that area? That also isn't in the text. Are you chanting about a two-state solution? That certainly isn't in the text. So maybe you think you're chanting about Palestinians getting justice. But wait. There are two peoples between the river and the sea. There are Arabs, i.e. Palestinians, but also Jews. Where did the Jews go with that chant? Well, the fact is that the between the river and the sea chant holds within it a very non-compromising view, a view that has been pushed by militant Palestinian groups prior to the peace process of the 1990s and after that peace process collapsed. It has been pushed by Palestinian and Israeli non-negotiation. The sad fact is that this chant is the prevailing chant in such rallies, and it actually does not help the Palestinians in any way. It is quite the opposite. It just reinforces armed conflict, which has been the main, if not the only, means that Palestinians have tried to use means for solving their problems in recent times. So basically, what I'm suggesting is that if you're keen to join such rallies, then think about what you chant and think about what the chant means. Now, even if you go for a lighter variant, such as Free Palestine, I still want to challenge you one step further. Why don't you write or chant Free Palestine and support a two-state solution with Israel? Well, I'll tell you why. The reason is that you'll get bullied in the rally if you show any non-negative mention of Israel or any mention of a compromise. And you know what? The way things are looking in a free Palestine, the civilians won't be able to speak about a two-state solution either. As a whole, Palestinian culture has not shown willingness or desire to be open to self-criticism, to true democracy, and to a path that helps individual people. Instead, a national armed cause is the mode of operation, and Free Palestine directly drives that cause. So my suggestion to you, before you go to the rally, think again. Do something really meaningful. Avoid a rally with slogans that you cannot control, and instead organize your own peace rally, or more importantly, try to help individual Palestinians directly, or maybe via aid organizations. Many need that help. They don't need cheering on for more war and more death.